Today's question comes from Thomas in Virginia. I'm in the early stages of becoming a first-time homebuyer, and I was wondering if taking out two loans from separate entities is possible. For example, if I'm buying a $200,000 house and a family friend says they'll give me a $100,000 loan at a 3% interest rate, would I still be able to qualify for an FHA loan on the other $100,000 from the bank? If this is possible, how does this work? Oof. Well, aside from it being a bad idea, it may be possible. We don't know a lot of the details of this person's life, their income, their debt-to-income ratio, but I would not be doing any of this.
Yeah. Number one, we wouldn't do an FHA. We'd do a conventional loan because they're cheaper. Interest rate and fees. Number two, I don't borrow money from family friends because that's a good way for them to no longer be a family friend. And so wouldn't do that for that reason. Let's say you were going to execute it anyway, technically, tactically. How do you do that? Well, you have to disclose the whole process to the lender. And so the lender has to understand that you are borrowing money in addition to that the $100,000 you're putting down as a down payment is not a real down payment. It's borrowed money as well. Not disclosing that to the lender that's making the first mortgage loan is called fraud, criminal fraud, because you induce them to give you money without giving them accurate information by lying to them. And so people do this stuff in real estate business all the time, and they don't realize it's like go to jail, do not pass go, do not collect $200 stuff. Now, here's the problem, okay? A conventional loan's only going to take a first position, meaning first mortgage position. That means your family friend is in second position. So let's say the world's worst catastrophe happened and there was a car wreck and you were unable to work for 10 years. And therefore you're unable to pay either one of these mortgages. The first mortgage will foreclose. When they foreclose, the second mortgage holder, your family friend, to protect their $100,000 loan, they have to write another $100,000 check and buy out the foreclosure. Otherwise, when the first mortgage forecloses, they lose their position in the house. It wipes it out. All mortgages behind the first mortgage or behind the mortgage foreclosing, if it's a second mortgage and there's a third mortgage, are wiped out by the previous mortgage foreclosing. And so the only way for him to protect himself is to come out of pocket again for some more money. Well, that'll never happen. You're talking to people who have done this for 30 years. It happens all the time. You're talking to cancer doctors. We know what causes cancer, okay? And we know what causes stupid, and this is stupid. You're going to get yourself in a pinch. You're going to get your family friend in a pinch. Unforeseen things are going to happen. Things you don't think are going to happen are going to come up. He's going to get in a problem and need his money and come knocking on your door and want his money right now. Something's going to come up, and you're going to be a caller on this show looking like you did something doofus because you did something doofus. Don't do this. Was I unclear?
Pretty clear to me, Dave.
Okay.
Clear as mud.
Didn't want to be unclear.
But that is a scary situation. It sounds like you're not ready to be a home buyer, and that's okay. But
Well, you're just trying to get a lower interest rate. The guy's trying to get 3% on his money, and the guy making the loan, and he's trying to get a lower interest rate on his mortgage. And both of those are good motivations, but what neither one of them thought through is all your worst case scenarios. And the only time debt works is when debt works, and all the rest of the time, when everything works perfect, it works. But all the rest of the time, which is all the time, it doesn't work. It always ends up coming back and biting you
in your head and on paper. You go, "This is an amazing plan. I'm a genius."
Yeah, you get bit in your assumptions is what happens. And when you get bit in the assumptions, it hurts. It hurts. It leaves a mark.